Hello all and welcome to DJ's Movie Reviews. I write short movie reviews for people with short attention spans. You can find me on Facebook, or should I say Meta? Not too sure these days. Anywho, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter at DJ's Movies, spelled DEEJAYSMOVIES. And sometimes I'm on Twitch as well. You can also find me at that same address, at DJ's Movies. Do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Tap the bell icon to get notified when new episodes drop, and don't forget to hit that like button. Also, be sure to throw in some movie suggestions about what you'd like to see in the comments. Be it new, old, doesn't matter, any movie is a good movie to review. Today's movie review is for the newly released Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you're like me, then you probably had to wait a year for this movie to come out. But guess what? Wait's over. Just came out. So let me start by saying that spoilers are definitely coming your way very soon. Just thought I'd let you know, you've been warned. Now before I start saying anything, I just want to go ahead and take a minute to say that this movie is an homage, if you will, to the late great Harold Ramis. Egon Spengler, if you will. And he is, and was, a damn fine actor and comedian and writer, the whole nine. He was a whole package. And when he passed away, everybody thought that there was never going to be another Ghostbusters movie, because he was such an integral part of that writing process, of the movie itself, of every piece of that film. And with him not a part of it, it would just be flat. Like, nobody would watch it. This movie definitely will do great, and it's going to have extreme staying power as part of the Power trilogy from the original Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, and then this movie is just the perfect little bowl at the end of it. And we'll continue to talk about this throughout the whole review. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this off with our director of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Jason Reitman. He grabbed this movie by the reins, and he took off with it, never looking back. He also had a great hand in a couple of other movies like Up in the Air and Thank You for Smoking, and especially Juno, which was a very good movie in its own right. Jason Reitman is also an integral part of the series since he was there when the first two were made. But I digress. Let's talk about who's in this great movie. It is Carrie Coon from the movie The Nest, Paul Rudd from the Avengers and Ant-Man fame, Finn Wolfhard, he's from the movie It and Stranger Things, McKenna Grace from Annabelle Comes Home, Logan Kim, this is his first major role, Celeste O'Connor from Freaky, Bill Murray from The Dead Don't Die and the original Ghostbusters, Dan Aykroyd from the original Ghostbusters and Yogi Bear, and Ernie Hudson from Redemption Day and the original Ghostbusters. The plot on this one is that when a single mom and her two kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. Here's a little snippet of the beginning. Right? Scene. We start with an entity chasing a truck down a dirt road onto a small farm in the middle of nowhere. The man in the truck makes it to his door, ghost trap in hand, and looks towards the road. He awaits the arrival of the entity in hopes of capturing it. His efforts fail, and in hindsight, this misstep will cost him his life. Fast forward a bit and we meet the daughter of our elderly man, Callie. She inherits the farm and travels to the property to get it sold. Callie is willing to part with the farm because she's broke and needs to pay her debts. Her kids now get to attend school and work in this tiny town where her father is known as the dirt farmer. Callie's daughter Phoebe is a genius and figures out small and large puzzles that lead to her uncovering the truth about the farm and who her grandfather really is. With this information in hand, and with the help of some unlikely companions, this adventure becomes a matter of saving the world. Okay, what I love about this movie is that there's plenty of visual stimulation that really pushes the movie to the next level and reminds the audience that previous events led to this moment. Now, I'm not saying that this is not a standalone movie. You can watch this movie if you've never seen the first two, because there are updates on it. Glimpses of what happened in New York, and they talk about New York a lot. But if you watch the other two, there's parts of it that bring you back into, oh, well, because this happened in New York, this is happening here now. There are some new ghosts in it. Instead of Slimer, you have Metal Eater for the consumer. I forgot what they call him in the movie. You also have the old guard, like the demon dogs, if you want to call them that, and Zool makes a triumphant return on it. But the story is basically the same as in 85, just carried over 30 years. This particular iteration will have you again asking who you gonna call. With the soundtrack, little callbacks here and there, Easter eggs in the movie. It'll give a good nod to the old school Ghostbusters fans. The ones that were there at the beginning, the ones that understood that they were seeing something brand new with Stay Puft and Marshmallow Man. They have that in, they've interwoven that into the plot of this one. The old commercial, and like they bring a lot of things back from the originals that kind of just let you know, hey, this stuff happened, but it's still here, right? But with everything they brought back, I can tell you right now, Ghostbusters fans are not going to be disappointed. It's a great movie. Stay after the credits because there is additional content, as is with every movie now that comes out. They'll give you that pre-credits roll, and then scene, and then credits. So just kind of be aware that when you're going to stay for that, don't leave, because that is also very funny, that what you're going to see there. Know that this movie has a drama aspect to it. There is some very heavy stuff in it, but there's also a good amount of comedy in it. It's family friendly to a point. It's a movie for everybody. But with everything said and done, I'm going to give this movie 5 out of 5 stars. It was that good. I laughed. I definitely cried a lot. It just has a soft spot now in my heart, with this being the end of that trilogy. So remember to subscribe, click the bell icon, like the video, and leave a comment. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time on DJ's Movie Reviews. Thanks for joining me.